following is a presentation of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Student-led, student-centered, student-serving.
And welcome in, everybody, to the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. My name is Dante Lechuga, alongside here with Carly Evans. It's a calm Friday night out here in Ray Patterson Field as the Loveland Red Wolves are hosting your Frederick Golden Eagles. But, Carly, don't let that 1-4 record fool you for those Loveland Red Wolves.
No.
They have played tough competition thus far.
They have, that's for sure. I mean, looking at their competition previously and then looking at Frederick sitting at 3-2 on the season. They've had 3 back-to-back huge games for them. And, I mean, couldn't ask for anything better than Frederick with 3 wins back-to-back. And
as we're going to go down to the sideline with a third member of our team, Zoe Wittler.
I'm Zoe Wittler. With this being Loveland's homecoming game, we asked Burke Eisman, is this game personal? And he said, no, I just hate everybody, which in other words means he's just trying to use every game as motivation. So does this game have a little extra, intensity? Probably so, but they're just going to use it as every other game to try and pull out this win. Back to you, Carly and Dante.
Thank you, Zoe. As we were saying, the Red Wolves have been playing very tough competition thus far.
yes, they have.
This is their homecoming game.
And don't know if we mentioned this one. It is the Red Wolves' homecoming game. And, one of the tendencies with homecoming games is it's almost you want to play an opponent that you know is not going to be tough to beat. And don't know if Loveland Red Wolves are getting a little cocky with that, facing off against Frederick. I mean, they are. You did say don't let the record fool you. They have played such tough opponents, but at the same time, the record does reflect, I think, the cockiness of Frederick these past 3 games, at least for them. I don't know how much about Loveland, but I feel like Frederick will come out swinging here. They know it's a big game for Loveland, so that just means they'll play just as hard, if not more.
An observation you made before the game started, Carly, was that these Red Wolves are very lengthy, tall
they are.
and skinny.
They're very lanky indeed. I noticed. I mean, they have a pretty big tight end, number 87, number 40, and number 29 are a little bit taller. Other than that, though, they have kind of average-sized players. You look at Frederick. Frederick has. I mean, you have Burke. Burke is an absolute unit. So they have a few of those players. Number 78, you have your linemen and stuff. But other than that, I mean, they're just, we'll see how they play.
Golden Eagles are rocking the white out as the Loveland Red Wolves are rocking the gray out, as this is the national anthem. Or maybe not. I'd love to see Frederick get into the run game in tonight's game, Carly.
Totally agree. I mean, we saw last week their passing game was on point. We saw, obviously, they were able to find seams. They were able to break away. They were able to find running spots. But, I mean, it really just came down to the blocking and how the blocking was just amazing last game.
As here's tonight's national anthem. ready to start tonight's game. Carly, what are the keys? What are the keys to winning tonight's game?
Well, the first key that I have marked down on my Carly's keys for tonight is Frederick's in favor for the win. We talked a little bit about it pregame and how Gavin last game, he showed up and he, boy did he show up. I mean, he broke his own record in the process and probably looking to break more here tonight. Obviously, Gavin's fate undecided, but based off of last game's performance and this 3-game win streak, you know, they're hot off the press. So hopefully looking to see Gavin step up again. He averages about 250 yards a game, which, you know, for a quarterback, any quarterback, that's pretty insane. Averaging 2.5 football field lengths of passing, and, you know, hoping to see him perform the exact same way that he has been tonight, especially since it is Loveland's homecoming, and I'm going to touch on that in a minute. But before I do that, Gavin's senior success, you know, I think this one is just applicable in all aspects, you know, talking about a 250 game average, and last game averaging 6 or 7 touchdowns and pretty much a perfect quarterback rating. That is a quarterback who owns the game, and owned the game did he. I mean, absolutely demolished them. Frederick looked like a unit last week. Hopefully seeing that this week too. And obviously, as I mentioned, Loveland's homecoming game, and we know how big these homecoming games really are for these teams. You know, you want a team that you can just get out of the game with an easy win. You want your homecoming team to feel happy coming off of that, especially with the dance and all the fun stuff that happens after the game. Frederick, you know, we know a thing or two about winning homecoming games, and I'm sure here they're going to be looking to absolutely shut down the Loveland Red Wolves.
And another thing I'm interested in is this tight end matchup. Loveland Red Wolves tight end Zane D'Souza is actually a CU commit.
Which, you don't hear that a lot, that's for sure.
While Frederick's tight end Burke Eisman has a D1 offer to Drake, so that'll be an interesting matchup to watch tonight.
Completely agree.
The tight end battle.
Yeah, the tight end battle will be real tonight. And I mean, Frederick, we mentioned their 3-game win streak, but what exactly does that mean for Frederick? Well, as we can see, they played Skyline 3 weeks ago, won 43-9. Their defense absolutely demolished Skyline inside and out. Montbello, same case, a win sitting at 50-13, and Thornton no different, 57-13. Their numbers just keep climbing, but their defense just stays consistent as always. You know, and I feel like we don't talk about the defense enough and the effort that goes into that, especially the D linemen. The amount of times that their quarterback these past few weeks, the opposing team's quarterback, has felt pressured, just really goes to show how good Frederick's defensive linemen really are. You know, we've seen great coverage for the cornerbacks, the safeties. I mean, really, all aspects. Whenever Frederick is locked in, and we are hoping to see that same level of commitment here tonight.
Frederick's electric offense will get the ball first. The Red Wolves deferred.
We mentioned Loveland's record. Last week's game, tough game. They lost 20-0. So hopefully to just put points up on the board this game for them.
And Ishmael in the offense will start out at the 20 after the touchback. As let's take a look at tonight's offensive starters.
Gavin Ishmael, senior, quarterback, defensive back when I throw a pick.
Ezra Palma, senior, wide receiver.
Sonny Del Pitts, junior, slot receiver and safety. Dominic Ramirez, sophomore, left and right guard, beat Texas.
Rollins Liddell, senior, center.
Trace Heil, junior, left tackle.
My name is Tristan D. I'm a senior, and I play running back and DB.
Burke Eisman, senior, tight end.
Christian Conamillo, senior, offensive tackle, fresh off the couch.
Braden Rudman, senior, wide receiver.
As Ishmael gets dropped on the first down play. It's going to be 2nd and long.
Gavin hustled in the backfield. That'll be 2nd and long. So, 2nd down coming up. First play of the game, Gavin getting sacked. Thankfully held on to the ball.
Ishmael in the shotgun, play action. Fires a deep ball. It's caught. Del Pitts down the left sideline. Will it be a 2-play scoring drive? 10. Touchdown, Frederick.
Couldn't have asked for a better start to the game. You know, I think all of us were sort of holding our breath after the first play was a sack, but Gavin steps back in the pocket and just launches it to Del Pitts. Finds his best receiver, one of his best receivers, excuse me. And with that, Frederick, a 2-play scoring drive, opening drive, beautiful. Gavin's deep ball, can't speak enough goodness about it. His deep ball is really one to rival.
Cahoon will be set to kick the extra point. And it's through the uprights. It's Frederick. Quick score to start out this game, and this Loveland crowd is silent to start out their homecoming game.
Quick is an understatement, a 2-play scoring drive. As I said, I think everyone was a little trepidatious going into that first play afterwards, having lost a good 5 yards, you know, sitting at a 2nd and 15. You don't really know what to do in that case, but Gavin, calm, cool, and collected in the pocket, didn't even feel any pressure, just launched the ball. And Del Pitts, there as usual, able to beat out his defender. And then it was just a foot race from that point. And Del Pitts in a foot race. Good luck.
Del Pitts scores an 80-yard touchdown to start out the game. Or excuse me, more like 90.
I think that was close to 90.
After the sack. Norwood set to kick off. Loveland will take their first drive. Norwood's kick is returned at the 15. Looking for the right side. He's got a crease, but he's brought down at the 40. Not after a great return, though.
Yeah, a great return is definitely an understatement. Didn't see him sneaking, tiptoeing his way along the sideline.
As the Easton offense takes the field, let's look at tonight's defensive starters for the Golden Eagles.
Reno DiGiswaldo, receiver, DB, 11th grade.
Wesley Walker, senior, linebacker.
Austin Schaefer, senior, defensive end.
Josiah Martinez, senior, defensive end.
Cole Tovey, junior, safety. Sam Chambers, senior, defensive line.
Marcus Amron, junior, DB. Tevin Haggerty, linebacker, senior.
Eric Ross, junior, middle linebacker. Seamus Bamrick, senior, wide receiver, cornerback.
As first down run, we'll pick up about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 here for Easton.
And we mentioned their tight end and just how much of a unit he is. Similar to Burke, I'd say, build-wise. And I think it's funny how both these teams, you mentioned it'll be a battle of the tight ends. Curious to see how they utilize him on this drive.
Easton in the shotgun, motion man. That's Villanueva. It's going to be a handoff. Right side, looking for the outside. Looks like he'll be close to the first down.
Looked like a miscommunication, though. Their quarterback shaking his head, sort of calling back the running back, saying, hey, what were you doing there? It looked like maybe took the wrong side. Perhaps he wanted him to flow left instead of right. But with that play, that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Excuse me, that's not Easton, the normal quarterback. This is Preston Evans, the junior.
So it looks like Evans possibly filling in for their typical.
Misdirection to Big D'Souza, the CU commit.
D'Souza, we can see his sheer strength on that play. You know, didn't get them too far, but able to utilize him. Sort of a nasty stiff arm right off the back, though. Able to ground one of Frederick's players. So this will be a 2nd and 6, excuse me. So a 40-yard gain.
Evans is in the shotgun. Motion man once again. Has 3 in the backfield with him. Handoff up the middle, and he's met by a wall of Golden Eagles. It'll be a 1-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and about 5.
As you so kindly like to say, a flock of Golden Eagles took him down. This will bring up a pretty big 3rd down. Obviously, you're down by 1 score as is. They sort of made quick, light work of your defense. You know, Frederick made it look easy, honestly. With the 2-play scoring drive, they'll run a hurry up. We'll see what they do here.
Evans, shotgun. Bunch formation. It's going to be a toss, and he's met in the backfield.
What a job. Frederick able to read that play beautifully. Couldn't have asked for a better outcome. Wesley Walker, you know, we've heard his name a few times, but able to meet their running back in the backfield. Read it like a book. This will bring up a 4th down.
Del Pitts is back to return. Great punt. Del Pitts will field at the 10. Stiff arm. Cuts back left. Almost fumbled the ball. And he's met by a pack of Wolves.
Ah, see? That was good.
Yeah.
So with the so-called pack that brings them down just outside the 10-yard line. Looks like they'll have them spotted at about the 12-yard line. So got a little bit of ground to cover for Frederick, but we saw them cover that ground and make light work of it last drive. Their defense getting the stop they needed early on. Now it's just a matter of if their offense can make this a 2-score deficit.
Ishmael, shotgun, motion man, handoff Salazar. Salazar has a pulling guard in front of him. He'll pick up maybe a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, I talked with Cody Salazar pregame. I talked with him a few days ago, and, you know, he was super just calm, cool, collected about it. You know, I think the whole team is really feeling this momentum boost that they've had from this 3-game win, especially with their defense being able to get so many stops, and their offense making these drives look light. We'll see what Gavin can do. Hopefully break more records.
Ishmael, misdirection handoff to Salazar. Salazar's got a crease, almost slips, and he'll pick up maybe 3 or 4. It's going to be 3rd and short.
So 3rd and probably 3 to go. With a 3rd down here, I mean, you really don't have to worry too much because, you know, you don't want to do anything stupid like go for it. And, I mean, if you don't get it, you don't get it, but I have faith that Frederick will. Salazar probably would have been able to get that 1st down if he hadn't slipped up.
Ishmael's going to go shotgun. He has Palma all alone on that left side. It's going to be motion Salazar. Fakes the toss. Ishmael, he's wrapped up in the backfield. They're not going to get there. We'll see what Frederick does because we really never know what we're going to do on 4th down.
No, I mean, we saw that in the Meade game, so that's a great exemplar of that. But, I mean, it looked like the Red Wolves read it right off the bat. I mean, there really was no misdirection, no fake anything. As Ishmael was taken down pretty much right off the line of scrimmage. So really no gain, and they'll just punt this ball away. Frederick's still leading 7-0 though.
As we're going to go for on 4th down, it is caught. 1st down and more, up the middle, all the way out to the 46.
So I know I said we shouldn't do anything stupid, right? But I'm going to eat my words because I believe that was Halloran. So Keegan Halloran with their fake punt, you know, didn't see it coming, honestly. But Frederick coming out full Frederick faithful and strong as we'll see them go for it and cover really any ground that you thought they lost towards the beginning. As this will be a 1st down right past the 50-yard line.
Loveland showing blitz. They do. Ishmael steps up the pocket. He's going to take off. No one near Ishmael. First down and more. All the way up to 30. He's still going. Down the right sideline. Finally dragged down. Not before he gets in the goal to go zone.
Gavin and his elusiveness. We've talked about this before, Dante. And really no different here. Found a seam, and they brought all of their linebackers out really, really deep. It was weird. You know, it looked like maybe they were running man defense. There was no zone whatsoever. They had nobody towards the middle. Their middle linebacker was 10, 15 yards deep. And so Gavin able to utilize that empty space in the middle of the field.
Ishmael shotgun. He's going to toss it to Salazar. Salazar is wrapped up in the backfield. That play didn't go anywhere.
No, that probably went backwards, looked like. You know, he was sort of trying to find a seam along the left sideline. Really nothing, though, to utilize space-wise, as I think they'll lose 2 or 3 yards. And that'll bring up a second and even longer.
Second and goal here for Frederick.
Still within the red zone, though, so reasonable that they can cover the ground that they lost this last play.
Ishmael shotgun, fakes the handoff. He's going to step up. He's going to take off again. Looking for the end zone. Reaching. Touchdown.
Touchdown number 2 on the night for Gavin. 1 passing, 1 rushing. Gavin utilizing all aspects of his strengths. Once again, it was weird. It was weird how they had their defense laid out more man coverage than anything. I don't know why they're not running a zone whenever they know that, or a QB spy. I mean, they really didn't have anyone covering Gavin. They had nobody to watch him. So interesting utilization of their defense by the Red Wolves, but with the Red Wolves' costly mistake of not bringing anyone up to spy on Gavin Ishmael, that'll bring up 14-0 with the Red Wolves trailing by 2 scores now.
Frederick off to a hot start to start today's game. So I'd like to take this chance to shout out Booster Club for supporting today's broadcast. Frederick High School Booster Club is always looking for parent volunteers to help carry on the long tradition of supporting the students of this community. The purpose of Booster Club is to provide the funding and manpower for the homecoming tailgate celebration, the after-prom party, grants to student groups and clubs, as well as scholarships to graduating seniors. If you're interested in becoming involved, we would invite you to reach out through our website, fhsbooster.com, and click on Contact Us, or attend our next meeting in the FHS library. If you're wanting to be more involved in the community and have a desire to do something that benefits the students of our community, we'd love to hear from you. The FHS Booster Club would like to give a special shout out to their partners who went above and beyond supporting Frederick High School last year. Les Schwab, Tire, Line X of Boulder, Remax Momentum America, Hageman, Riptide Car and Pet Wash, Napa University Auto Parts, Stapp Interstate Toyota, My Guy HVAC, Pepper's Fireside Grill, and American Family Insurance, Rick Enojo's agency. Again, please visit our website, fhs.com, fhsbooster.com, and click on Contact Us if you'd like to get involved. As this kick is returned once again, and Salazar's there to make the stick at the 27.
I think the coolest thing about seeing Frederick being able to utilize that fake punt, too, on that last drive, and Halloran, they were able to find him right up the middle, and that snuck them into Red Wolf territory. You know, an interesting statistic that I found is, 50% of all NFL fake punts have a 50% success rate, right? So it was a 50-50 shot anyways, and that's if you're looking at a pro ball game. So cool to see Frederick, a high school team, able to step up here.
First down handoff to Moore will pick up 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8.
So not much running room here for the Red Wolves. We haven't seen much room anywhere, though.
Evans, handoff, right side, and he's met again. Frederick's run defense is all over this offense. Dean on the tackle.
Dean, he's a big name that once you see him step up, he steps up pretty much the entire game. And this is just the first of probably many times we'll hear his name throughout tonight. Dean, similar to Wesley, was able to just read the play right off the bat, able to see that he would take the outside as looks like they're going to run a hurry up here. Never mind. Oh, completely different layout. Bunch formation.
Now it's Easton back in at quarterback in the bunch. Motion man D'Souza. It's going to be a QB design run left side. Salmeron tries to get there, but he can't.
What an incredible job. You know, I think they had decent blocking off the outside, but not able to cut in. I mean, they were really just bouncing outside. There was no cut in whatsoever for the Red Wolves. And with that, that'll bring up a 4th down. I think they've only been able to convert 1 or 2 times for a 1st down and able to move the chains. They really haven't been able to do much of anything. As this deficit is still stuck at a 2-score lead for your Frederick Golden Eagles, Red Wolves not able to do much of anything.
Another great punt. Del Pitts is going to let it bounce at the 30. We'll take a friendly Loveland bounce as Del Pitts takes a very risky field at the 19.
Yeah, interesting move by Sonny Del Pitts to pick it up anyways and not kneel it down. It was a risk to take for sure. And I think he sort of reeled backwards, so maybe lost a few yards. That'll set him up in on decent field position, though. About the 19. Their punter, though, is he's got quite the leg. Those booming sky kicks are impressive.
Gavin Ishmael finished with 7 touchdowns last game.
7 touchdowns last game.
So right now he has 6 touchdowns last game. As here he goes again. 1st down and more. Ishmael's on a roll, but as I was saying, Carly, Ishmael has had 8 touchdowns in 3 quarters.
What
That's
a job
ridiculous.
by Gavin. I mean, I think it really just shows that all the offers he's been able to receive, you know, they're for a reason. Gavin is not someone to mess around with. He's a great quarterback. As we saw there, we mentioned the elusiveness earlier on. Gavin able to find a seam, tiptoe. Their defense he just sort of shrugged off a few defenders. They really weren't tackling him or doing much of anything.
Frederick's offense rolling, looking to go 3 for 3 in their first 3 drives. As we got a little bunch formation on that left side. Ishmael's going to take the snap, drops back, fires deep right sideline. Overthrown.
Yeah, overthrown by a good 5 yards or so. So, not the most accurate throw. He saw the vision, though. It's still always impressive, though, to see him air it out. This will bring up a 2nd and 10. We'll see if he can make that 9 touchdowns in 3 quarters.
Here he is, motion man Eisman. He's going to bring trips right here for Ishmael. Here's the snap. Sweep left. Dean looking for the corner. Cuts back. Dean breaks the tackle. Dragged down after a 9-yard gain. Close to the marker. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
Their tackling almost reminds me of last game with Thornton. Thornton, I mean, they really didn't do much tackling. They just sort of let things happen. And whenever you let things happen as a defense, the more your offense has to step up. And right now their offense hasn't been able to do anything because Frederick's defense is just so strong and so committed to this role of just being able to shut them down.
Ishmael's all alone. Loveland stacking the box. Fake toss. Ishmael's got a guard in front of him. He has the 1st down. Bounces to the outside. There goes Gavin Ishmael using his speed. 1st down and more all the way out to the 38.
Gavin, let's see, 2 impressive runs on this drive so far. We've seen him with 2 first downs, just utilizing his legs and the strength that he has there. And, I mean, bouncing around at the outside really works for him. They just really don't have much of a defense whenever it comes to the outside. And I'm still really interested to see why they don't have anyone honed in on Gavin and his rushing. Because once he takes off, he's dangerous, especially once he's out of that pocket, too. If he doesn't see anything, he'll just take it with his legs.
Trips right here for Frederick. Loveland showing man it is. Ishmael drops back, steps up the pocket again, looking to throw. He's going to take off again. Quick little 6-yard gain, maybe 7. 2nd and 3.
Shifty feet by Gavin again. Ishmael, this will bring up a 2nd and short. As it took a good 2 or 3 defenders to actually take him down. They finally realized, you know, running man might work a little bit better. The big plays where Gavin has just been able to bounce around to the outside and take off have been the plays where they haven't had anyone and they've just been doing man-to-man coverage, which whenever you're talking about Gavin Ishmael, the fact that you don't have anyone on him, no spy, that really proves right there you have to at least run a defense where you'll have a middle linebacker stuck somewhere.
Play action for Ishmael. He's going to fire that right side. Dangerous throw, but it's caught. That's Eisman brought down. It's going to take a couple of them Wolves to bring him down, but it's going to be a 1st down and more.
I mean, the offer makes sense now whenever you see him do plays like that, just basically tucked in his hand. And Gavin, he almost has the accuracy. If you watch Aaron Rodgers play nowadays, you know, you may think, yeah, you know, he's an old man. You know, what potential does he have? But you'll watch him. His accuracy is absolutely insane to watch. He's able to find these pockets where the defender just can't get the ball. And that pass, no different, I would say. Gavin Ishmael rivaling an Aaron Rodgers throw as he was able to find the seam and get it to Eisman.
Ishmael drops back, fires right side on the out. That's caught. Great move from Palma to pick up the 1st down. It's going to be 1st and goal here for Frederick.
I mean, that was a nasty little dead leg. He absolutely snapped most of the defender's legs. As there were 2 or 3 that were trying to get him.
As we'll be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
Rocky students exist to build up the next generation, to live a life of purpose, influence, and faith. You see, we believe that when you discover purpose, you start to discover you have a reason to live. And when you discover you have a reason to live, you start to notice you have influence. And when you lean into that influence, you make an impact. This world needs people like you, the next generation, to discover your purpose and to decide today the leader you want to be tomorrow.
Welcome back to the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. My name is Dante Lechuga, alongside here with the GBNer of the Year, Carly Evans. It's Frederick's here in a 1st and goal situation, looking to go 3 for 3 on the first 3 drives with touchdowns.
Wouldn't be surprised if they do. This will be the 9th touchdown that Gavin has made in the past, I guess now, 4 quarters. But still, regardless, full game worth.
Misdirection once again to Dean. Dean looking for a crease. He's not going to find it. He'll pick up a couple.
Regardless of the crease, great communication between Dean and Ishmael. You know, you see these players even in the NFL where you make one wrong move and you're not in the right spot as a running back, you mess up the whole play. And so Tristan Dean, good communication between him and Ishmael. Although it didn't pay off quite like how they wanted it to. This will still bring up a 2nd and shorter. Able to pick up a few more yards. Still 2nd and goal, though.
Ishmael's shotgun. Similar formation they've been running all night. Palma's all alone. Here's the snap. Fake handoff. Ishmael's going to roll right. He's wrapped up. He's going to try to throw it away. That might be a grounding.
No call so far. People, though, looks like they're looking for a call, though. You see some of them pointing to the line saying he didn't make it. He didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage with his pass. Gavin, I think that was a questionable call by the refs, but we'll roll with it. The Red Wolves not happy with that. Here are a few parents booing at the refs. Regardless, still a 3rd and goal situation. You have to pick up about 6 yards here. Gavin, will he make this a two-score rushing game or a 2-score passing game so far?
And Wildcat formation here for Frederick. What a move into the end zone.
What a
touchdown
nasty move. Oh, that was absolutely disgusting. We saw Palma earlier on the other side of the field with his nasty dead leg. Del Pitts is no different.
Del Pitts looking like Reggie Bush on the Saints with that juke move. In for 6.
I mean, that was probably the shiftiest I think I've ever seen his footwork. They had no clue what was coming for them.
Here's Cahoon for the extra point. The lefty will poke it through. 21-0 here in this first half for Frederick.
So 11 minutes to go in this first half. We're 1 quarter down in 1 minute. And Dante, is there anything that stands out to you so far besides Gavin in his insane start to this game as well?
Wow. This offense is looking great right now.
Not to mention the amount of work the defense is putting in, too. I mean, the Red Wolves, I think, have only gotten maybe 1 or 2 first downs in total. So not only have they just been able to absolutely shut them down, but as you put it, this offense making it look like last game all over again, where we saw Gavin, first 3 minutes of the game already had 2 or 3 scores. This game, no different, pretty much. So the Red Wolves kind of at a loss. It's unfortunate to see, especially whenever it's a homecoming game. You're down already 3 scores, 21-0. Haven't been able to utilize anything on offense. No passing, no rushing, no nothing.
Norwood's kick will fall short of the end zone again. As it's fielded at the 10, brought down at the 25.
Puts them in decent field position about the 25-yard line.
We'll see if it's Easton or Evans that'll get a shot at this drive for Loveland.
Both these quarterbacks have struggled, though, so I don't think it's a matter of the better quarterback. I think it's a matter of the better team, honestly, because the quarterback can only do so much. And, I mean, if you're swapping between the two and still nothing is working, it's not the quarterback. There's other aspects that just aren't clicking, and I think that's just their whole offense right now.
Easton's in the shotgun. It's going to be a design QB run. He's met in the backfield. Flock of Eagles get back there.
Honestly, not quite sure what he was doing, because, I mean, he backpedaled and, tried getting out of the sack, but I think he lost probably 2 or 3 more yards than if he would have just stood his ground. So, interesting by the Red Wolves. Their offensive line, though, has struggled against Frederick and just their sheer force. We've seen the linebackers sort of make this game look pretty easy. We've seen Wesley break into the backfield. We've seen Dean do the exact same. So
here's Easton, fires a quick bullet pass for the bubble. It's met after a short gain. It's going to be 3rd and about 7 or 8.
I always think it's funny whenever you see wide receivers reaching with the ball, even though they're 5 or 6 yards away from the first down marker. I understand utilizing as much as you possibly can yardage-wise. Piece by piece, scrape it together to try and get a first down. But I don't know. I think it's always just sort of comical whenever you see it, as they'll run a hurry-up. Bunch formation. 3rd down, though.
Easton shotgun, rolls left, looking deep. He's just going to fire off his back foot. What a ball. But it's dropped. That was a great pass from Easton. Just happened to be into triple coverage.
Yeah, so as you put it, incredible throw. That's really hard to do. Looked like he threw it off his back foot too. And whenever you're throwing with one foot grounded and the other still in motion, that's really hard to do. We talked about this last game as well. And I think it was Gavin who made like an incredible pass down the field where he was off like his back foot or something. So similar case. And would have been one heck of a play. But as you put it, threw it into triple coverage, and he had his hands on the ball, but it was just a little off the fingertips.
Punt almost blocked as Frederick calls Peter, as it's going to die at the 42.
So shallow kick, and this will start Frederick off in great field position.
So I'd like to take this chance to shout out JHL Constructors. With a legacy of over 36 years, JHL Constructors is a fully interrogated Colorado-based and Colorado-focused construction firm. From infrastructure to vertical building, our success is built on long-lasting relationships with our clients, design teams, subcontractors in our Colorado community. To us, building Colorado's future means more than improving the built environment. It's our genuine commitment to give back to our communities, do the right thing always, and collaborate on impact.
Do you want a
educational facilities for the next program? That's why we are a proud sponsor of the Frederick Golden Eagles Broadcast Network. Ishmael's in the shotgun, looking deep again, left side, almost caught. Great defense from Loveland.
Palma, incredible job to get up there. That's hard to make. That's a 50-50 ball. You know, you throw it up, especially in tight coverage like that. I think that was a beautiful example of great man-to-man. This will bring up a second down and long, though. Frederick still starting off in great field position regardless. We'll see if they shake off this first down.
Ishmael shotgun, motion man. It's going to be a screen pass. That's caught. A lot of room there. Cuts back to the right. Finally brought down his Palma. Not after he picks up the first down, though. But Palma's down. No, he gets up. A little slow to get up there.
Palma, thankful he's okay. As you put it, he was a little slow. Sort of sat there for a few minutes. Probably caught his breath. He hit the turf pretty hard. But this, regardless, will be a first down for Frederick as they continue to move the chains tonight. One of many first downs they've had, too. So first down as they've inched their way into Red Wolf territory. Hoping to make this a 4-score game. Already sitting 21-0.
Ishmael shotgun. He's going to have trips left. It's going to be an option. He's going to keep it. He's still going after he breaks the tackle. Ishmael down the right sideline. It's stripped. Ball's on the ground. Frederick recovers.
That was awfully close. Thankful Braden Rudman was in the nearby vicinity. That's something that you see from quarterbacks, though, who are super elusive and can sort of do both. A multifaceted quarterback such as Gavin Ishmael, where he can utilize his running as much as he can his passing. This case, you know, you see this a lot even in NFL quarterbacks. I mean, Lamar Jackson this past week had a few fumbles himself. So not every incredible quarterback will have such a clean game. But Rudman able to recover the ball before anything bad happened. As now this puts them even further, a first down in enemy territory.
Ishmael drops back, swing pass. Dean makes a move. Dean will be swung down after he gets maybe back to the line to gain. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
Also props. I didn't say it last play, but props to that block from Dean. Whenever Ishmael was tiptoeing along the sideline last play, Dean, he pretty much shut the defender down, and that's the whole reason why Gavin was able to pick up a good 5 or 6 more yards. So props to him on that last play. As they go 4 wide.
4 wide, yeah. Loveland showing blitz. They're in man right now. Ishmael's going to try to take advantage to Eisman. It's caught.
Oh,
what a tight window and what a grab.
I mean, I said it earlier, Aaron Rodgers type accuracy as Ishmael. I don't even know if there was a seam, but Burke able to keep possession of that ball. What a beautiful job by Gavin Ishmael. They're now up by 4 scores.
Make that 3 on the night for Ishmael.
I mean, I think this might be a better performance than last week's even, or close. It's definitely a contesting game. Gavin's on fire though.
(28-0). This Loveland crowd is stunned.
I have sympathy for them, right? You know, it is your homecoming game. And you're getting blown out of the water in a stadium that's not your own because you don't really have a functioning stadium. So there's definitely some sympathy to be put out here for Loveland so far. You can't help but feel a little bad for them. I'm sure Gavin, though, got to be a little cocky now. I don't blame him either.
Loveland's offense has yet to get into Frederick's territory yet. We'll see if that changes here on this up-and-coming drive.
And we mentioned how their team, how the Red Wolves team has struggled offensively, as that'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 20. Maybe some frustration as they might have wanted to take that out. We saw that last year too. You remember that one game where Frederick went to take it out, and the rules were if it's in the back of the end zone, can't take it out if you touch it, which is super weird, but according to the rules. But we mentioned Loveland and their offense, and we've seen them play 5 games this season. They're sitting at 1-4, and their best passing game was 239 yards against Greeley Central, where they won 43-0. So they have had a big scoring game before, but all the other games, they've not been able to break 60 yards at max.
That's a little trick play here for Loveland's going to get them a couple of yards. Little move, makes one miss. It's going to be a first down and more. That was an interesting play.
Super interesting.
Really cool play, actually.
Yeah. It's like whenever you see Philadelphia do the Philly special and you're like, oh, why can't we have a cool play like that? But as I was saying, yeah, their best game as of their only game where they've won, 43-0 against Greeley Central. And they haven't been able to break 60 yards since, offensively, passing. So they've really, really struggled this season.
Sweep left side, shortening the field. He's stuck. Walker picks him up. Stark made the initial contact on the play.
So, as you put it, Walker picked him up like a rag doll almost. Sort of threw him on the ground.
It's going to be 2nd and 6 here for Loveland.
You know, I would love to see what Loveland is sitting at too, passing-wise this game already. They've had a few. Oh, here, they'll run a hurry up. 1 second.
Easton, bunch formation. They're going to run it up the middle. And flag on the play. We'll see if this gets brought back. Will be a first down if it's not.
Looked like holding, probably on the O-lineman. As I assume this will probably bring them back. We've seen games where penalties have absolutely shredded Frederick, and yes, this is a holding call, so this will bring them back. So ball spotted at the 33, 2nd down, 2nd and 12-ish. So ground to cover now for the Red Wolves, even more than before, as their rowdy crowd has just been absolutely silent.
Easton's in the shotgun. He's going to motion a man over. Fakes the handoff, looking for the post. It's over his head. He got hit as he threw.
Ball was way over his head. As you put it, incredible pressure on their quarterback tonight. And this might partially be why their offense has struggled so much is, you know, you'll see plays like that where he's wide open in the outfield and just nothing. Not able to utilize any of that open space. As they will run a hurry up again. Clock ticking.
Easton, 3rd and 12. He's going to roll right. It's another trick play. He's going to fire it in double coverage. Intercepted! At the 41-yard line. Frederick gets a takeaway.
What a play by Frederick. I think that might have been, it's hard to tell number-wise who it was. But regardless, Frederick, what an incredible job. They stayed with him man on man. And it was interesting. It was an interesting look as is. You know, that he threw it into double coverage. Frederick, he threw it shallow too. So it was pretty much guaranteed to go to Frederick's man. It was just a matter of if they could catch or juggle the contested catch, I guess one could say.
Frederick going with the same formation they've been using all night.
And it's worked.
Loveland continues to use the same formation on defense. Slant route to Palma. Palma takes it to the outside. 1st down and more. Makes a move. Makes one miss, but he takes a big hit.
That was a brutal hit on Palma. Looked like that was number 40, Bo McFall, with the rocking hit. Palma still able to find plenty of room. They've ran just these really shallow slants, and they've just been working. I mean, it's always Palma to the outside and then cutting back in. As looks like we have a player down, possibly just cramping, though.
It looks like it is a cramp.
As that's Bryson Monroe of the O-lineman.
As we'll be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. And welcome back to the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. My name is Dante Lechuga, alongside here with good old Carly Evans. As Frederick got back from an interception from Tristan Dean. Just picked up a 1st down with Palma on the slant. Ishmael's into enemy territory. As they're still sticking with the same formation here.
Good old Gavin Ishmael sticking with the same old formation with good old Jezreel Palma off to the side.
Ishmael drops back, 2-step drop. Little in route to Eisman's not going to go anywhere. They'll get a yard.
That play will get blown up pretty much from the line of scrimmage. It almost looked like he wanted to go deeper than Burke. It looked like maybe Palma was open on that play with a little bit of a deeper slant route. But the ball looked like maybe a defender got a hand on it. So it was a little wobbly off the press. As 4 wide. So different look for Frederick.
Ishmael drops back, QB draw. He's going to take off. 1st down and more here for Frederick. Fighting for the 1st down is Ishmael. 12-yard gain. Move those chains.
So Gavin, incredible play. Once again, able to sort of distract the defense from the fact that he's just going to take it right up the middle. And once that defense is fully distracted, as they're running man-to-man coverage, you know, you're focused on your man. You're not, which they still have not put in a quarterback spy for Gavin, but it's fine. It's just personal preference.
4 wide for Ishmael. That swing pass is going to get deflected. at the line. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Thankful it was a forward pass, though, and not a backward pass, as that play could have blown out of proportion very, very quickly. This will bring up 2nd and long still. So some ground to cover. They're still deep within enemy territory, though, sitting at about the 30-yard line. Frederick already up 28-0. So they've been crushing Loveland on all aspects.
Ishmael shotgun. Same formation once again. Motion man Dean. Misdirection. That's Del Pitts. Del Pitts looking for blockers. Del Pitts gets a couple of yards close to the first down. We'll see where they spot him. And looks like it's going to be 2nd and inches.
As this will be 3rd and inches, so you were a little off.
Excuse me, 3rd and inches here for Ishmael. He has trips left. Loveland showing blitz. Ishmael's going to keep it up the middle, looking for the first. He got it. Move those chains into the red zone.
Yep. As he will continue to move these chains for Frederick. They're churning it out, making it look super easy. And, I mean, their O-lineman, the blocking has just been on point tonight. You know, we talked a little bit about the defensive linemen and the linebackers who have just been able to put pressure on both of the quarterbacks that Loveland has thrown at them. And that's part of the reason why Loveland has just been shut down and why Frederick has been so on point is they're going to run a hurry up. Same formation that they've had. Palma off to the side.
And it looks like Loveland jumped on the motion. And they did. It'll be 1st and 5. So we have 2 minutes left in this first half.
Yeah, I got a fake count there. And he was able to catch him lacking. It's always fun to sort of mess with their heads a little. So 1st and 5.
15 in Red Wolves territory here for Ishmael. There's the snap. Drops back, looking for the end zone there. The pylon. It's going to be dropped. It's a little short of the end zone there for Palma. It'll be 2nd and 5.
As you put it, a little shy. And another interesting statistic. If you remember that play not too long ago, Tristan Dean with that interception. This is his 5th on the season so far. And we are only 5 games in. So he's averaging about an interception a game, which for any defensive player, that's pretty darn good.
Same formation they've been doing. Ishmael, same play. Looking for the end zone on the option. He won't get there, but it's going to be goal to go.
I mean, Gavin's legs really have been his biggest weapon this game. I wouldn't say there's an aspect, though, that he hasn't pretty much done exceptional in. As I think he's run for probably a good 4 or 5 first downs and just taken it himself. We've already seen him with 1 rushing touchdown on the game. Limited time, too, as this clock is just continuing to tick down. About 45 seconds left before this first half is up.
Frederick trying not to let Loveland get another possession. And call a timeout. That'll be Loveland's first of the game, or first of the half. As I like to thank Rocky Church for shouting out, or Rocky Church for supporting tonight's broadcast. Would you like to meet an Olympian, connect with a D1 athlete, or talk with a Twitch streamer? Rocky Students is a part of Rocky.Church, and they are all about connecting students to their purpose. They believe students are the future, and their goal is to help you be empowered, encouraged, and supported. There are many ways to connect with Rocky students. You can start by watching their monthly podcast on YouTube, where you'll hear from guests on a multitude of topics, show up on a Wednesday night to hang out with friends and meet some incredible guest speakers or even join their gaming community on Discord. Follow them on Instagram, RockyStudents_Frederick to learn more.
Once again, as per usual, I highly recommend checking it out. I go there. I attend it myself, so great experience for those of you who are watching. As we are about to jump right back into the action. Frederick, first down, deep within enemy territory. About 6 yards away from making this a 34-0 game.
Ishmael on the slant, that's low. Uncharacteristic though from Ishmael there. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
I mean, we saw a low ball too to Palma. Maybe a little antsy in the pocket, wanted to get it out. I mean, he held it probably 2 seconds maybe. It was pretty much right off the bat. Got to get the ball out. So Gavin maybe feeling a little antsy, as I said, in the pocket. As there's a guy trying to get the crowd hyped, get loud and proud, but I mean, they've really just been stunned silent.
I'm going to sound like a broken record. Same formation once again for
Once
Frederick.
again.
Loveland showing man again. Fake toss. Ishmael has a lane. Touchdown, Frederick.
The fact that the exact same play has worked how many times now? And their defense has done absolutely nothing about it. Loveland pretty much in shambles at this point. 34-0. Gavin just takes it himself. 2 rushing touchdowns on the night for Gavin Ishmael as he extends the lead for Frederick even further.
Frederick's O-line is making big enough gaps for a car to fit through right now.
I mean, yeah, their blocking is on point, one could say. I don't think I've seen their blocking been quite this well pretty much this whole season. You know, they've had games where they've definitely shown up and shown out, but I don't know. This game is impressive. All aspects of Frederick, I would say, are on point tonight. This first half is about finished winding down. Roughly 30 seconds left before we will pop into halftime. As we're going to be featuring the one, the only Greg Zadell, as we do so often. Incredible guy to have on.
Norwood set to kick this ball off back to Loveland. Loveland being shut out here in this first half, excuse me.
Shutout is an understatement, that's for sure. 35-0.
They'll have 32 seconds to try to do something here before the first half is over.
Still have all 3 of their timeouts, though. 30 seconds, 3 timeouts, plenty of time.
This ball's going to be fielded right at the end zone, and that's a burst of speed down the right sideline. He'll be tracked down by Stark, I believe. Not until he reaches the 45.
Loveland, as you said, was able to bounce around to the outside. That was Bryson Gonzalez with a tiptoe along the right sideline for the Red Wolves, and this will put them in pretty good field position, too. It's always impressive to see, you know, the explosiveness of some of these wide receivers turned punt returners or kick returners. Almost cheetah-like speed.
Easton shotgun. He has 5 wide. Frederick's rushing 3, it looks like, maybe 4. They're showing blitz. Fake blitz, rolls right is Easton. He's just going to fire it out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Frederick showing pressure as a little bit of a scuffle further down the field. 2 Red Wolves trying to fend off. Looked like that was just Austin Schaefer. Got a little bit handsy with him. No call, though. 2nd and 10.
19 seconds left in the first half. 5 wide once again here for Easton. Frederick showing blitz again, fake it again, 3-man rush. Schaefer tries to get there, he can't. Easton fires on that sideline, almost intercepted by Stark.
Stark jumped the route. What an impressive read by Braden Stark. He saw a ball was headed in that direction, able to jump in front of, looks like that was number 3, Giovanni Pionio. Defense stepping up here. We've seen 2 back-to-back fake blitzes, but it's definitely put pressure on their O-linemen as they'll run a hurry up.
3rd and 10 here for Easton. Here's the snap, he's just gonna hand it off. Walker's there to make the tackle, held onto his jersey, and that should be the end of the first half. Looks like both teams are just gonna let it wind down.
Don't blame them, quite frankly. This first half is definitely battery draining for the Red Wolves, as we might see Frederick's JV team come out sooner than expected. Already up 35-0 by the end of this first half.
Frederick's definitely been on a roll these past 3 games.
Now this 4th game, no different.
Starting to look like the good old electric Frederick offense we're used to.
Totally agree, as looks like we'll be getting a hit with our 3rd member of our sideline crew as per usual.
As we're gonna go down to the sideline with the 3rd member of our crew, Zoe Wittler.
Do in the second quarter to make, or in the second half, excuse me, to ensure that the momentum continues?
We just want to keep it going. Obviously, our guys made some big plays, and that you get up on somebody that quickly, that's pretty fun. So we'll just continue that.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Zoe, as our first half score will be 35-0 for your Golden Eagles, as we will be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
Do you want a reliable realtor who you can trust with your money and owning or renting a home? Then you can turn to Zadell Realty, and specifically Greg Zadell. Greg is a local realtor who helps people buy and sell both homes and investment properties. He has an extended knowledge of the market and is extremely involved in the community. Along with being a local realtor right here in Frederick, Greg Zadell is extremely experienced in his profession. Not only is he a broker, but also the owner of Zadell Realty, located in the Carbon Valley area since 1980, just over 42 years as of now. Make sure to watch for the Zadell Real Estate article in the Consumer Report. You don't want to miss it. You won't regret it when you rely on Zadell Realty.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Uh-oh! Les Schwab Tires is too. Because Les Schwab fixes brakes, steering, and more. See those guys? They just do tires. Eyes ahead, Dad! Look, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Blinker, I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first. Watch, they're gonna come greet me.
Les Schwab Tires, celebrating 70 years of doing the right thing.
Hey, I'm Jake Marsing, social studies teacher and advisor of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network, and you're watching GEBN. Go Golden Eagles!
Do you want a reliable realtor who you can trust with your money and owning or renting a home? Then you can turn to Zadell Realty, and specifically Greg Zadell. Greg is a local realtor who helps people buy and sell both homes and investment properties. He has an extended knowledge of the market and is extremely involved in the community. Along with being a local realtor right here in Frederick, Greg Zadell is extremely experienced in his profession. Not only is he a broker, but also the owner of Zadell Realty, located in the Carbon Valley area since 1980, just over 42 years as of now. Make sure to watch for the Zadell Real Estate article in the Consumer Report. You don't want to miss it. You won't regret it when you rely on Zadell Realty.
Rocky students exist to build up the next generation, to live a life of purpose, influence, and faith. You see, we believe that when you discover purpose, you start to discover you have a reason to live. And when you discover you have a reason to live, you start to notice you have influence. And when you lean into that influence, you make an impact. This world needs people like you, the next generation, to discover your purpose and to decide today the leader you want to be tomorrow.
In Frederick, we believe in rolling up our sleeves, not just for ourselves, but for each other. We believe in playing outside until the stars flicker on and protecting the hallowed ground of childhood. We believe in a lifelong commitment to actions as good as our intentions. We believe in the power of our voices and the obligation of our hearts to form a strong foundation. We believe we are onto something that's worth all we can give it. Here, the life we dream of is ours to create.
I think the future is bright for Frederick. I think we understand our identity and who we are, and we don't want to lose that.
The town is really built on the community of people and how everyone almost treats people like family.
I see an opportunity to have a seat at the table and to show our worth and our value and our undeniable characteristics of being a lovely community that's welcome to all.
Hey, Kyle Michael here with Michael Real Estate and RE/MAX Momentum, and I'm here at my office in downtown Frederick, Colorado. As a Colorado native and a resident to Frederick over the last 8 years, we truly understand the entire Carbon Valley and Colorado market. With offices in Frederick, Brighton, and Westminster, I covered the entire Front Range area. I've served over 130 families from Alt to Monument to Deer Trail to Grand Lake. As a small business owner myself, I understand how much time and effort it takes to be successful, which is why I continue to support local businesses, schools, and nonprofits through our Sip and Support series, coat drives, and other events. I value hardworking individuals.
Rocky students exist to build up the next generation, to live a life of purpose, influence, and faith. You see, we believe that when you discover purpose, you start to discover you have a reason to live. And when you discover you have a reason to live, you start to notice you have influence. And when you lean into that influence, you make an impact. This world needs people like you, the next generation, to discover your purpose Rocky students exist to build up the next generation, to live a life of purpose, influence, and faith. You see, we believe that when you discover purpose, you start to discover you have a reason to live. And when you discover you have a reason to live, you start to notice you have influence. And when you lean into that influence, you make an impact. This world needs people like you, the next generation, to discover your purpose and to decide today the leader you want to be tomorrow.
Hey, Kyle Michael here with Michael Real Estate and RE/MAX Momentum, and I'm here at my office in downtown Frederick, Colorado. As a Colorado native and a resident to Frederick over the last 8 years, we truly understand the entire Carbon Valley and Colorado market. With offices in Frederick, Brighton, and Westminster, I covered the entire Front Range area. I've served over 130 families from Alt to Monument to Deer Trail to Grand Lake. As a small business owner myself, I understand how much time and effort it takes to be successful, which is why I continue to support local businesses, schools, and nonprofits through our Sip and Support series, coat drives, and other events. I value hardworking individuals. It is my mission to continue giving back as much as I can. We would love to serve you or your family. Give us a call, 303-944-4191, and go Golden Eagles.
Do you want a reliable realtor who you can trust with your money and owning or renting a home? Then you can turn to Zadell Realty and specifically Greg Zadell. Greg is a local realtor who helps people buy and sell both homes and investment properties. He has an extended knowledge of the market and is extremely involved in the community.
Along with being a local realtor right here in Frederick, Greg Zadell is extremely experienced in his profession. Not only is he a broker, but also the owner of Zadell Realty, located in the Carbon Valley area since 1980, just over 42 years as of now. Make sure to watch for the Zadell Real Estate article in the Consumer Report. You don't want to miss it. You won't regret it when you rely on Zadell Realty.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Pothole! Les Schwab tires is too. Cause Les Schwab fixes brakes, steering, and more. See those guys? They just do tires. Eyes ahead, Dad! Look, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Blinker! I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first. Watch, they're gonna come greet me.
Les Schwab Tires, celebrating 70 years of doing the right thing.
Hey, I'm Jake Marsing, social studies teacher and advisor of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network, and you're watching GEBN. Go Golden Eagles!
Hey, Kyle Michael here with Michael Real Estate and Remax Momentum, and I'm here at my office in downtown Frederick, Colorado. As a Colorado native and a resident to Frederick over the last 8 years, we truly understand the entire Carbon Valley and Colorado market. With offices in Frederick, Brighton, and Westminster, I covered the entire Front Range area. I've served over 130 families from Alt to Monument to Deer Trail to Grand Lake. As a small business owner myself, I understand how much time and effort it takes to be successful, which is why I continue to support local businesses, schools, and nonprofits through our Sip and Support series, coat drives, and other events. I value hardworking individuals. It is my mission to continue giving back as much as I can. We would love to serve you or your family. Give us a call, 303-944-4191, and go Golden Eagles.
Do you want a reliable realtor who you can trust with your money and owning or renting a home? Then you can turn to Zedell Realty and specifically Greg Zedell. Greg is a local realtor who helps people buy